friends, this is Grace and welcome to my channel. So I am starting a new series here in my YouTube channel, and this spun because I'm following this one person on Instagram, and she's all about outfits and ideas for clothes. So her channel is all about inspiration for clothes, and this person had done like a series on her Instagram where she would take an older outfit that she had put together maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and then she would update that. And I thought that that was really interesting, and so I'm taking that inspiration and transferring that into my scrapbook pages. So I pulled out my very first, not my very first, but a few of the pages that I had posted on my scrapbook.com gallery when I started becoming a member of scrapbook.com, which would be, I want to say, over maybe 17 years ago. It's been a while. Anyways, a lot of these layouts that I am updating, I guess is the word, it comes from my era about 2004, around there, 2004, 2005, and on. So the first thing, this was actually an 8.5 by 11 page, and it was monochromatic. It was all shades of green. And I thought that I wanted to use that as an inspiration for this 12 by 12 page. I am going to be adding my inspiration page in the beginning of every video, but then also adding the then and now type of photo collage on my blog. So if you ever want to see that, the link will be in the description box below. But going back to this layout, I wanted to do all yellows because the shirt that my son had on in the pictures were yellow. And so I thought that I want to do that. And I'm actually cutting into some new 12 by 12 papers. Well, not new to me, but papers that hasn't been touched in a long time or haven't been cut into. So I'm kind of excited about that because it's been a while since I've really dived into my stash for specific papers, and it just shows you that we have a lot of stuff already in our stash that we need to use up. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to use up as many pattern papers that have a yellow tint to them. And then I decided that although the inspiration page was really monochromatic, like just different shades of green, there was nothing else in there. I just felt like this layout needed something besides all of the shades of yellow. So I am doing a blue, dark, like a navy blue cardstock as the base, and I love that better because that it made all the yellow stand out. Yellow is on the other side of the color wheel with the blues, so I thought that they were somewhat complementary, and so I like that better. Another thing that I wanted to add here, because the goal really here is to find kind of an older layout that I've done and what are the trends that I was doing at that time, or tools that I was using, supplies that I was using, and kind of update that to what that layout would look like in 2023 and 2024. So then I decided that part of updating the layout is to use some nested dies, and I'm actually going to, I think I'm only using like 2 sorts of colors, and I'm actually going to end up just using one. At first I thought that I can layer on top of each other, but because they're the same tone of paper, that it's not really standing out. So I just decided to do that one size, and then I use that as my border to go vertical on my layout. And I really love how this stands out. I love that there's a little bit of blue that's peeking out in between it, and I also like that I was able to use a bunch of yellows on this page, which for some reason I don't normally use yellow. I mean, I would use that for like summer, but not for a masculine layout. So I was happy with how that turned out. Now I did turn off the camera while I was putting together all of the hexagons because I'm sure you don't want to see all of that, but I just put them all together, and then now I'm going to put the blue cardstock on my gutted yellow pattern paper. And while the video was off, I also started rummaging through my embellishment stash to see what other yellow things that I have, because again, I am trying to stay within the yellow theme here, and I'm trying to make sure that I stay true to my original plan. So these are 3x4 photos of my son with my husband and our family friend. So my husband and my son always goes hunting. We live in Colorado, and so we do have some great mountains where the men could hunt. And so this year, I believe this was 2020, my son got a buck or bull. No, it was a bull. Sorry, I'm not familiar with that, but it's the male elk. And so our friend, so they saved the antlers and then the skull, and then he did his thing to make sure that it's preserved. And so we were picking it up this day at his house closer to Denver. And so I took a picture of them and then my son with his prize winner. And I am such a wonderful wife and mom that I allowed my men to put that big hunk of antlers on one of our walls, which happened to be the best wall to put it in was our living room wall, because it's taller. And so that's where it stays. And at first I didn't like it, but now I'm used to it, and that's fine. That's just how it is, right? This is not only my home, this is also their home. So I'm allowing them to put up whatever they want. Okay, so now I am just kind of moving around thinking of how I am going to create a visual triangle here. Like I said, I pulled out a lot of my yellow. So these are just left over from different projects. You see I have like really tiny tags, the regular tag, I have a star. On the left side, you see I have butterflies there, and then enamel dots. And I was also kind of maybe thinking maybe I should add a little bit of stamping in here. I also need some room for my title. And my title would be with using some of these foam stamps that I got at Goodwill maybe about 3 to 4 months ago, and they're huge, and I got them for like, I want to say $3 to $4. It was a really good find, and that's one of my favorite things now when I am like to collect scrapbook supplies, is to hunt for some really good deals. I find that I really don't need anything new, maybe new to me, but I don't really crave new things. I just find things that are, very versatile. That's where I am with my scrapbooking now, is finding things that are versatile that I can use over and over again. So I've noticed that this foam stamp didn't really have a stick to it, so I'm putting some repositionable tape on it, and so that it will stick to my acrylic block there. And then I do have just a little foam thing on the bottom of my white paper, so that there's a good give to it, and then I will have a good stamping. Now I am just going to stamp hunters here, and I will actually cut them out and then adhere them to my page, because if I just cut this into a block and adhere it, it's not there's a lot of room in between. And also this allows me to maybe cut off anything that is not quite perfect. I know that with stamping, there could be some imperfections, and that adds to the beauty of it, and I don't have anything against it. But I also don't like all of that white space in between. I feel like I can squish them a little bit more if I were to hand cut each and every of the title. And I really like the size of this title, of this stamp set. It's perfect for titles. I think it's about 2 inch, maybe 1.5 inches in length. or in height, and then about an inch long. So as you can see, I've cut them out, and then I have kind of staggered them so that they can fit. And then I also handwritten my journaling, the same thing that that I told you guys already. And then I'm deciding to add these tags as kind of my visual, as part of my visual triangle for this layout. Again, they're still yellow, but I'm going to put them in 3 different parts of my layout so that it will have a cohesive look on it. And so if you guys like this video, and if you find that it's interesting to revisit your older pages that you've created and see how you can revamp them or update them, I encourage you to try that and share your layouts with me. I am planning on doing 10 layouts with this series as always. So if you are not subscribed yet and would like to see more, please consider subscribing, hitting the subscribe button and also the bell button so that YouTube will notify you when I post the next video. I also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share. I don't have any connections with any kinds of scrapbook companies, so the community that I'm growing here in my YouTube channel is really organic. So if you know of anybody that would like my style of scrapbooking, please share my link and my name to them, because that's really how I get subscribers. So I appreciate those that have stuck with me all these years. I've had this channel for a while. I don't do as good of making it grow as some people do, but I do like the platform where I can share my ideas and that I am not bound by any specific company or set of products. I can go and do my own thing, and that's what I love about scrapbooking. We can all do our own thing. Okay, so I did layer up just 3 of the smaller hexagons because I cut a few of them. Why not use them, right? But I will finish it off with some enamel dots here and there and then call it good. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I will see you guys in the next video. There are close-up shots coming up, so watch out for that. Thank you again. Bye.